Our daughter, she just doesn't feel like she belongs at all. And so she becomes sort of like the bad seed, you know? And so my point is, well, what happened 5 steps before that? What happened? Well, maybe she wasn't loved, you know? And then why not? What happened to this family? And I love stories like that. They tell the truth. And it's raw and it's beautiful. And I hope you guys like it. So do you have any questions on that one? Beyond the Farthest Star? Anyone? Tracy? Anybody? You're all so quiet. Yes.
Who did the song?
The song? No, it's an original song. I'm not sure who sang it, though. I was trying to get Emily for that, though.
Oh, that'd be good.
I was actually listening to Emily's music, and another band who put a song onto Dead Rise, the new one, you know? They have a beautiful song on Dead Rise, and those 2 songs together kept me really kind of in my heart the whole time. And I need to do that when you have these sort of intense stories, and there's a lot of people moving around and moving, you know, lights and sound and talking shop, you know. So I listened to Emily with the Indigo Girls. Love her music. Do you guys have any questions on that? Or yes?
What are the distribution plans for it?
What's the distribution plan for it? The more cities that actually have more votes to bring it to them, that they're most likely, I'm always going to say most likely, trying to go theatrically to that city and open it there, and then open it as a platform. So what does that mean exactly? I don't know. I've never really done that before as a producer, but I'm curious, and I know that you guys and your votes make a big difference because people like this film so far, and they're really watching what's being put out there. It's on Facebook, I believe. But thank you. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
How do you prepare for those intense scenes in that film? And does your own sense of faith, did that, you know, translate into the film?
Say that out loud, sorry. Hold on, you have to listen. That's a good question.
How did you prepare for those intense emotional scenes in the film? Because they look very emotional. And does your own faith help translate into that with your acting process?
Wow, what a question.
That's a doozy. Does my own faith go into it? Not so much, because I don't think I look at faith in that regard with the story and the character. How does my faith pull in? You know, I really didn't look at the actual faith or church around the character, except the fact that she's walking around with a mask. She's walking around as the good church wife. You know, that was her presentation. She dresses a certain way, and you know, she's the I'm sorry to put it on, but like she's this she's the perfect wife, and there's something about that perfection that makes me really curious, you know. And so I was looking at that, and then my faith, though, it was more about her heart. And when I say heart, is that her whole through line in the story is she wants this family to have love. She wants her husband to love her daughter for who she is. How cool is that? You know, she wants love in the family. She wants just love, 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 and she fights for it with every cell in her body. And those are the intense scenes, and because I feel passionate about that, it just comes right out. The hardest part for me were that I had these soliloquies. I had these huge monologue lines, and so you kind of go back to old techniques that you learn and go, okay, I can do this, I can play with that. And I typically pull a lot of experiences through my life, and I might create a character, and it could be about 5 different people that are in my life that kind of come into one. So I do stuff like that because I want to organically feel it. So that's not really faith, but it's about like a cellular feeling. I want to feel it. Yeah. Oh, Michelle, thank you.
Question?
I just wanted to know, is that filmed in Texas?
What's that?
Was that filmed in Texas?
That was filmed in Leonard, Texas. Yeah! We shot there for how many weeks? 3 weeks. Michelle said 3. 3 weeks, and it was wonderful actually. But it was kind of hilarious because there was really no place to go. You know, like we all stayed together. And if you didn't have if you were working in a scene, you're all still on the set together. You know, and usually you kind of want some space. You know. But I remember going next to the motel where we all stayed to the Sonic. And this is where I got a lot of my meals, let me tell you. So I walked over, it's raining, right? I've got my boots on and my jacket, and I'm walking to the Sonic. And so I walk in, it's cold, and I say, I want to order, you know, a chicken sandwich and a salad. They're like, where's your car? And I'm like, I'm just staying here temporarily. They're like, well, you have to go outside to order. And I'm like, I They're like, well, then you actually have to go outside and push the button outside. I'm like, really? Come on. I'm like, okay. So I go outside, literally, and it's raining, and I'm in my boots, and I'm pushing the button, and I leaned down and I said, remember me? And they're like, yeah. And then they got to know me because I went there quite often. But it was fun. But that was my episode of Leonard, Texas. And actually, they have been so incredibly welcoming. They handed us the key to the city. That was not smart, right? But they did. And it just shows the welcome and the way they trusted us. And these filmmakers are honorable men. I can't tell you many times that they were challenged. And they came through with such integrity and beauty. So I just applaud them completely. They handled it very well. So that's good. I wish them the best, you know? And any other questions about Beyond? Yes.
Great, never mind. There is a lot of stuff going on online about the mystery behind your character. In
The ministry?
No, the mystery.
I kind of look at things a little differently. So how has it changed? I'm less afraid. Let's put it that way. As you'll see, I don't care about looking a certain way, you know. And it's not about my body. It's about just looking like shadowy and ugly. You know, those characters that are dark and gritty. It's like I bring it on, you know, because that's to me so interesting. So I like that. And I don't mean like a villain type. I keep doing this. So I think that's more interesting. I think it's just from age too, because there's more to my life that's more rich. I've gone through more, so it's like I want to bring it out and share it, you know. That's what I do, so why not? Yes.
If the opportunity presents itself, would you consider appearing on Spartacus?
Would I consider appearing on Spartacus? You're so funny. Oh, yeah. No.
He is a roaming bard.
Yeah. A roaming bard. You know what? Yeah, I could like be wearing like a giant, one of the signs, you know, just walking through. I think you would just see my head, you know, like over a hedge. So I don't think it would be that fascinating. But, ba-ba-boom, right? Anybody else? Yeah, I don't think so. I guess, no, not really. But, yeah.
Well, I'm like a dignified noble.
A dignified noble?
Instead of a slave.
Instead of a slave. There's a difference. Woohoo! You're so funny. You're turning red. Yeah, shall we move on? No. Do you want to see another clip? Okay, this is a short film that came to me because of Randy Crowder. Randy Crowder was the man, the actor who played the father in my short film, Words Unspoken. You remember him? Yes. Isn't he wonderful? Well, I heard he had written something he was interested in directing. And before I even read it, I knew that if I had an opportunity to have him direct me, I wanted to do it. He's such a fine actor. And so then I read it, and literally my jaw dropped and my heart stopped. I was like, oh my gosh, wow. And I thought, well, yeah, I can do this. And I don't mean as an actor, I mean just I can do this and share it. And why? Because I think it's important. And why is it important is because a lot of people deal with this post-traumatic stress disorder, and we're seeing it more and more in our country and around the world. And I want to tell stories that make you think. And then when I talked to Randy is so passionate about this, and he's held this story for about 10 years, and this was his time. It was his time to tell the story. And the whole idea came around of his fascination, curiosity, and intrigue around why people commit such horrible traumas. And it's a direct result of the post-traumatic stress disorder. And we see it all the time, right? I know this is a hard one. This is the disturbing one. So if you don't feel like kind of going down a couple notches, then I highly suggest you close your eyes. But anyway, I personally wanted to do it because of our soldiers. Because our soldiers who come back and they're dealing with this syndrome, and it's real. And even after we filmed this, a real incident similar to this story took place, and it was in the news. So again, you know, your heart is just dropping. So that's pretty powerful. If I missed anything, I wanted to help produce it. I asked Dawn if she would come on board, Dawn Higginbother from Diamonds and Guns and Words Unspoken. And then by the time we actually started to go for it, my already busy life was up like tenfold. It was so busy. And a lot more went onto Randy's shoulders than we had intended. And he pulled through all of it. And with Ron Trupa and all these, they just pulled through every other obstacle when we really weren't there, as I wasn't there as much as I would have liked to support him. So even though it has my name up there as a producer, I really can't take a lot of credit here, because this is his baby and Jeanette's, Ron's, and I hope you do enjoy it, but it's a powerful one. And I'd love to have your comments afterwards. Are you up for that? Does anyone have any children that want to go with me? No? Are you guys ready for this? Okay. How long does it take to get in and out of character of that? Out of character. Should I take this all by myself, I wonder? Yes, okay. Out of character. Yeah, that's interesting. Good question. I don't know. That was just one of those. Yeah, you know what I like to do, I'll tell you. This is no secret. There are certain things that I'm afraid of, and I like to find a way to overcome my fear, right? And this is sort of a way to just look in life in a different way. And so, yeah, I think I can't even imagine this happening to me, so let's just put it there and end it right there, So this is sort of I don't know, it's just something that, I feel like you grow as a human being by doing these kind of roles, There's just something, it just stretches you so far out there that there's no going back. You're bigger, you have more life in you. So that's what I wanted to do. And I think it's an important story because we actually are seeing people out there that are very quiet, that are going through so much pain. And I don't want it to be around that. I want to be around it. I want us to talk about it. I want us to know it. I want us to see these people. There's a wonderful soldier that I have been in contact with that has really suffered post-traumatic stress disorder very seriously. And just knowing what he's been going through made me again want to tell a story like this. It's important, right? Y'all agree?
Exactly.
Yes. Thank you.
And I think most of us know this is going on, are aware of this.
What this film did for me is, what do I do? I'm aware. What do I do about it?
What would you do if you found someone that suddenly started to shut off from his heart, that started to shut off and start to kind of, have highs and lows of emotions, that start to maybe act like a zombie? I mean, what would you do?
Well, it's okay. I'm thinking. I think it would take a lot of courage to do something about it and not ignore it and walk away. I think that we have to do it. We have to have that courage and get help for them in any way we can. Help their families. But not put it in the shadows. I was upset you showed this to us for a minute, and then I realized that we have to take it out of the shadows or we can't heal it. And it's frightening, and it's sad, and it's overwhelming. But whatever sphere we live in personally and as a group, we have to address this problem. It is so predominant in our country and in our world right now that if we don't, we're all going to sink with it. We're all going to have the sad story. And I want to be able to do something about it. And I don't always know what.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yep.